Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's game. I am Anya, I use she, her pronouns, and with me tonight are, please introduce yourselves in the order that you connected.
Hi, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and I'm playing Selim, Prophet Zero, Andraze, and I'm still figuring out how to get my little display name up corrected there. But that is who I am, and I have spent the last 2 weeks worrying about those kids. So just telling you that. You'll find
I
out what
am.
that means if you don't already know.
I am Mark. I go by he and them, and I'm playing Peepali initially, Hyper Viper Harmony, the Maverick, she, her, and yeah, it's. I don't remember what was happening, so we'll find out. we met a cool guy with a bear. I think that's right.
We did.
Love that guy.
Yeah. And my name is Sherry, and I'm playing Salta Nispali. I spelled it wrong, but hey, I meant to spell it just like my sister Polly spells it. And oh my gosh, yes, we got to find these kids. And hi, man.
And there
Just a
you
minute.
go. Yes.
Ah,
Hello.
hello.
Oh.
Sorry. Yo. Uh, just there we go.
There we are.
There we go.
I was just fixing something in the background.
That's fine. Hello, Matthew. We're just doing introductions. You connected right in time, right on time.
Yeah.
So it's actually your introduction. So if you want
What?
to go
Oh,
ahead introducing
hello.
yourself and your character, go ahead.
I'm trying to remember where I am in time and space first. It is 8 in the morning, so I who am I? Where am I? What? My name is Matthew. I use he him pronouns. I'm playing Ezekiel Cho. I already forgot my call sign, but at least I remembered that.
It's all right, Matthew. We will come back to all of that because you are our pilots. Because tonight we will be playing the Mecha Hack as part of the Open Heart Gaming calendar. How is everybody doing besides sleepy?
Great.
In spite of being sleepy, I at least slept well, so that's good.
That's always good, and that's not usually a given. So I'm glad for you.
All right.
So we are about to get started because last time you departed from point A from the Kyuku encampment on your way towards Station R in order to do some reconnaissance about what the collective is doing there with some of the information that Jack Lasseter, one of the pilots that fought here, one of the former collective pilots that fought here, gave you. Right before you left, the commander of the station, Capitan Kyriakos Lassou, told you that a group of 4 children, 4 teens, inspired by all of your prowess, left the encampment and headed towards Point F to the west of the Kyuko encampment.
Mostly inspired by Ezekiel, right?
Mostly inspired by Ezekiel, yeah, right? Yes. So they asked Selim, your commander, if you will be able to look for them on your way to a Station R, which you did without much success. You did, however, manage to narrow down their possible location to 3 places, and after exploring one of them, to 2 of them. One, a cavern system that was likely to flood with the heavy rain that was happening yesterday, and the second one, a Kaiju nest that seemed active but had no Kaiju mother looking after it at that moment. With the night coming upon you, you decided to go towards point Q, where you should be able to make some repairs if needed to the antenna array that Jack Lasseter's group installed there, and from that, either contacting Station R or gather more easily some information. And just before we close our session, and I want to get this name right, give me a second. Here. This is Salta, Ezekiel, Slim, Joyo. Joyo, one of your science officers working directly under Selim, told you that she had some experiments that she had run in order to explain this spliced creature, half human, half kaiju, that you found on the on this abandoned ruin. So that's right where we are going to get started with Salim and Joyo talking about this experiment. Salim, Joyo takes you to the small tent that she has set up. She was able to repair most of her machines with Salta's schematics and instructions. And she shows you essentially two samples. She tells you that she's got the splicing working on a molecular level. One of them is working with the most powerful reactor that you have, probably a unit similar to. No, you don't. None of you have as powerful a reactor. Yes, one of the most powerful reactors that you have in your unit, and one of them working just out of the shards of beryllium that Salta recovered. And essentially you see in the screens the splicing of these two very different DNA samples start splicing together. What do you want to do, Salim?
Give me what is the implication here, Joe? What is it that this means to us?
I don't think this means nothing immediately, but what will worry me from the information that you collected from this collective pilot is that the collective in their experiments to weaponize the kaiju will be able to use some of this technology.
All right. I want you to start looking at the other direction on this. If something had been spliced in this way, is there a weapon, a technique, a viral agent that we could use to not necessarily unsplice, but to work on that to cause it problems? I want you to go from that end. We've got the basic science here. We need to figure out how we can use this to stop them. Can you do that for me?
That sounds possible. Commander.
Do you need Salta to help you, or can you do this?
Let me quickly roll to see her reaction, but
yes.
But
I say that like if you say you're good, I'm not going to say anything, but I have to check in.
I'm pretty sure Salta will be needed. I just want to roll for her reaction.
Okay. Yes.
I always forget if a reaction slower is better or worse. I just want to check
Worse.
that. It's worse,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. She gets offended. Yeah, she gets offended, and she says, "Should I require assistance? I will be the first one to let you know, Commander."
Absolutely. No, I just need to know if you need an assistant. I say that in the most diminutive way. Like the idea that I was saying that Salta would be playing second fiddle, but I will say, but if you've got it in hand, I'm not going to worry about it.
Why don't you roll a presence for me, please?
Oh yeah, here is where it all goes wrong. So 13. I'll bear. Get my dice. Change the die color to red. That's what I'll do. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Put a D up there. Put the button. All right. Let's roll. A 2. I'm very good. I'm very confident here.
We're off to the races.
You are.
Absolutely.
So you see her eyes spark. I think you see her eyes spark up. She technically is neither upper or lower to Salta in rank, so you are giving her the opportunity to have some leverage on Salta. So I think she's glad, and she says, "I will look for Salta when she's required, Commander. Thank you for making available the resources that the project needs."
Yes. And I will get out of there before I say something wrong.
Mechanically, last time we rolled your retainer die to see if the experiment had been successful. So we will wait to the next day to roll again to see what happens. But yes, Salta, she will be looking for Salta's assistance at some point.
Good.
So we have that. Let me just check on my notes. We had any left missing? Yes. Okay, not exactly missing, but Salta and Pipali were speaking with Node, who is this farm owner. So you will be maybe either the best ones to talk to him about repairing the antenna array, or to directly go and repair the antenna array. What do you want to do?
Yeah. See, we're both. I mean,
I'm
Salta's
distracted
definitely
by
better
the
at.
bear.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say I love the bear, and I think we both might be like, let's play with the bear
I know. I think
first.
we're asking questions like, how did you get the bear? How did you raise this bear?
What was it? Did the bear
What do
have
we
a
need to
name?
do to
The bear
get
had
a
a name,
bear?
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's the kind of person that, if asked about their pet, will go on the longest conversation possible about it. And he tells you that he's an off-worlder, off-worlder 100%, and that the bear has been traveling with him for the last 15 years. 15 years?
Oh wow.
15 years, yes. It's not a young bear, but it's a very, very cuddly, very large bear. And yeah, it essentially starts going about the many anecdotes of the bear, and tells you that it was a rescue from. I don't know if I had named the people who were. No, I don't have names for the group. The people who were. What's the word? Who were illegally trading animals. The
So
poachers
poaching it.
who had the bear. Yeah, he was a rescue. And he also roll a d6 for me, please.
I'll go ahead and roll. There we go. Come on, oh bear. A 2.
2, yeah, two is perfect. He tells you that He used to be a mercenary many, many years ago.
Hmm.
And that's the way he's familiar with Anders, the former commander of Station R.
Who did you work for? Just anyone, or?
Uh, says, yeah, I never really. I left because I was trying to make it on my own. I never really commanded uh, any group. So when the started to get, let's say, too dirty for me, that's when I
Mm-hmm.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, even hard guns need to have standards, you know.
Yeah. It's easier to stick around when you have skin in the game.
Yeah.
If the bear is cuddly, I will definitely be cuddling that bear. while we're talking.
I think the
Um,
bear is the bear is cuddly, but I think it will it will smell you all around and try to steal
mhm.
any food, any sort of
Oh yeah, it doesn't
ration
have to
that.
steal it. It can yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
100%.
I always forget to eat anyway, and I'm delighted when it discovers I have something in my pocket. But yeah, the bear gets first dibs. So,
But yeah, the antenna, the
oh,
yeah. Um, do is he opposed to it being repaired? Do we just need to like offer to repair it? Um, I think we're pretty, or at least I'm pretty open with like what we need to do, and be like, is it cool? Like if we do this.
Let me roll for a second because he will be open. He will not be opposed. But yes, I rolled. Yeah, I rolled high on the luck roll, so that's bad luck for you. I think you just spent too much time with with the bear for it to be, let's say, safe to go on to the other side of the crater by your own to
Mm,
repair it. That's why
right.
he's so heavily armed and all of that to keep Kaiju away. So he will advise against it, and
Mm.
that's why we are going to go to Ezekiel.
Hello.
Uh, Ezekiel, essentially, you see Selim start past maybe an hour and a half, speaking with this science officer. It's not really clear what Salta and Pipali are doing, but they seem to be speaking still with Node. And the reason you came here to repair the antenna seems to have been neglected in the myriad of stuff that has happened. What do you want to do?
Sorry. The the antenna,
Yeah.
the task of repairing the antenna was neglected, or the antenna is in a state of neglect. I was a little confused by that.
The task of maybe repairing the antenna. You haven't either gone to check on the antenna if the antenna is doing all right, to connect to the antenna, to there. You know there's an antenna. Nobody has either checked on it or see why
Hmm.
explicitly Jack told you that he hadn't had been able to communicate through this antenna array.
All right. Who else is other than Salim, Salda, and Pipali? Like who else is present here? Within the area. Like, do I have any? Are any of the retainers here? Are any of the members of the local population here? Like, what are we looking at right now?
Yep, you. I think you came here with most of your group. Sorry, with most of your group.
Mm-hmm.
So you, at the very least, you are here with. I don't know why I forgot my names or in 2 weeks. At the very least, you are hit with Pellegrinis, but if you want to establish a second NPC, it's a really great time to establish someone.
Yeah, basically, I look around and I see this antenna that is uh, it's in disrepair or neglect, and I go like, I turn to the first person in our crew who I know um, has engineering or has a sense of like planetary logistics or whatever, and be all like, I'm you see what I'm looking at, right? Like, uh, I'm not mistaken when I see an antenna that's not working, right? And I ask them like, what would it take, you know, to get this up and running?
Sure.
So I'm deferring the not def- but I'm deferring expertise basically to someone who, you know, like many people are smarter than me.
Yeah. I think we're going to establish a logistics expert. Let's call them that. And
Hmm.
how are you imagining this person? Are they older than you? Are they younger? Are they mask presenting, femme presenting?
I think they're younger than me, and maybe they are uh, black femme presenting.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, Not sure what other details I can provide.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry. So her name is Sheen with an X,
She.
or
Ah,
that's how I will
X.
pronounce it.
Yeah.
Sheen. And yeah,
Not like the clothing brand, right? I hope not.
not like the what?
The clothing brand.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
No. Uh, I think you grab her as she's maybe giving some orders. She's probably the person who's in charge of distributing the camp whenever you arrive. And I what I think she is, if she's younger than you, is she's probably fresh out of the academy.
Yeah.
Out of the academy. I don't think she was particularly gifted. So she's just trying to do her best. Is the sort of people who do her job to the best of their abilities, and that's probably
Hmm.
enough for the most part. Uh,
Sure.
so so yeah, I think she sees you approaching and says, "Sir, the encampment is ready if you want to report to Commander Andrasi, sir."
Hmm. Uh, I don't reply in with a salute, but I do say, like almost like begrudgingly, like I have to say this, like, and he is, like that. And yeah, and I asked her, like, what can we do about this antenna?
uh, she looks around and says, um, "I'm sure we can make some spare parts for to repair this, sir. Uh, do you want?" She asks you, "Do you want it to be done right or do you want it to be done fast?" Is what she asks.
Well, ideally we'd get both, right? But worth looking at. What kind of timetable? Like, I'm asking, what kind of timetable are we looking at in terms of how quickly we need this antenna?
She
And
says,
I think,
"Go ahead, go ahead."
no, I think I'm asking, the rest of the crew how quickly we need this.
She says, you go towards the antenna, you see it. It
Mm,
seems to be mostly unpowered. Maybe it's being watered down. Of course, there's
mhm.
some
There's
some
vegetation in places where it shouldn't have vegetation.
probably. It's not really an old installation. It has maybe a month and a half or so, but the planet is ruthless. She says, "I think we can get it working as soon as tonight, at about midnight. Uh,
Oh, that's
but I don't think, we have right now enough power to make it last. We wouldn't have enough power to make it last until morning unless we spare one of our reactors.
Oof. How many reactors do we have?
When she says reactors, I think essentially she's saying you will have to leave one of your fencing suits back. They double as power sources. However, and this is the part of doing it right, you might remember that Salta had salvaged some crystals that you were looking
That's
into
right.
turning into a reactor. That will extend the time to do it, but it will last essentially.
That sounds good. I'm a-okay on that. If everyone else is a-okay on that.
How long is it going to extend our time?
Why don't you roll a d4 for me, please? And it will take a total of that time.
3.
I think it will take 3 days, both to get the prototype reactor working and to set up the antenna with your interface, working with your interfaces.
Sorry, 3 days to get it working, or the power lasts 3 days.
For you to set up this reactor that you will be able to move around and reuse at some point if you take it elsewhere, and to get the antenna itself working for both tasks.
Got it.
Yeah, because the reactor hasn't been built.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that reactor sounds really useful. I guess we should get started it now, if not never.
Agree.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. And Ezekiel like opens his mouth as if he's gonna say something technical, like let's commence or something like that, and he just said, let's get this shit done.
Sure. Please roll your retainer die for me, which right now is a d6. Either way, she's going to get started. It's mostly about if these resources will be available to you sooner or later.
Sure. Oh, where is that? Yeah, sorry, I realized I wasn't in the rodeo room. And the retainer die is a D4, you said?
It's
D6.
a d6.
D6
Right
for
now.
you.
D6. All right. That is a 1.
That's a success. Yeah. And just because that we were there last time, the night goes on. Sheen gets it working. Well, it starts working. I think she stays up a bit too late doing the project, and just because again we were there last time. No, actually, I'm going to go with. Give me 1 second. Yes. Salta,
Yes.
when we established relationships, you pulled the rivals card with Matthew's character, with Ezekiel. So this is by all means a sort of a engineering task that he's managed to delegate successfully. How does it makes you feel? And it was your project essentially to build this reactor.
I know. But there was a bear. And so now this is very difficult because that was pretty much just a bad move on my part. Yeah. Oh, wait. I will be otherwise helpful. And I think I heard Joya talking. So I'll go over and see how her stuff is going.
Yes, just give me 1 second. Yeah, you essentially arrive. I'm pretty sure Shin sets up nearby the science tent.
Oh, cool.
So you see her working, and Joyo is working on the experiments with the kaiju experiments. She sees you and says, Commander Andrasi didn't inform me that you will be here tonight.
Sure. What do you need?
And I think she says, no, I will let you know when you are needed.
Yeah, okay, cool. Um, yeah, I think I'll go look for some food then. Because I gave it all to the bear, and then I'll check in on Sheen, because she's still like by the camp too, is what she's working on the thing. Okay, yeah, and I'll pass her tools or whatever. It's like if she's gonna do it, I'm like, yeah, found these here. But it's not like I'm gonna go and pull it out of their hands. If they're gonna do it, that's cool.
Yeah, I think you leave the science tent. You just see this thin smile on Joyo's face. You walk over to where Shin is working. He says, and she says, yeah, I think she will be really appreciative to get. Yeah. She says, Miss Nacheli, I wasn't expecting you, but your help is always welcome.
Yes. And she kind of stops and says, so you're going to put the reactor together? That's what we've decided?
Yes, I was asked by Mr. Cho to put it together.
Excellent. It should be kind of fun. Have you done this before?
I mean, it's we had some prototypes back before, but I know of the schematics of the prototypes that we had before we had to leave the planet, but not personally.
These slivers are a little bit weird too, but it'll work. We just got to make sure that we get it all distributed. She goes, I'll tell you what, I'll start working on the coil. That'll make it easier if we do it as we go. Okay?
I think she's happy to share essentially her work, and everyone is going to do some rolls. Give 1 second.
Great. And so I asked her if she has any snacks, because I gave mine to the bear.
Is that a euphemism?
No. There's a bear. I fed it. Fed it my dinner. So.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay. These are some rules for the expansion of the game. I haven't tried these rules. I think we can try them this time, and if we like them, we can integrate them. And if we don't, maybe not, because the failures on these rules are not harsh, but you know how the game goes.
Yep.
So essentially, this is a table that proposes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 activities. And there are positive results for your success and negative results for the failures on the rolls. And in general, you can do gather intel, modify your mecha, secure resources, which is what I think Salta will be doing right now, bond with a friend, which will be between characters exclusively, not with NPCs. Bond with a friend, root or meditate, train, and tune up your mecha. Modify mecha is essentially changing the models of your mecha.
Oh.
So these are 7 possible activities that you can do. Does any of these activities interest you for the rest of the night? and we're, I think, going to get started with Ezekiel. Would you like to engage in one?
Yeah. Let's see. Um, Sorry. Which one is which? Which one is which again?
Gather intel, modify your mecha, secure resources, bond with a friend, which needs to be a PC, brood or meditate, train, and
And
tune up your mecha.
I think. Huh. I think. Let's see. I want to do.
And I'm going to drop this table on the overworld.
Hmm. I think I want to do a friendship action, for lack of a better word, with Pipali.
Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah.
Where do you meet her?
Um. I think. Okay, I'll admit I'm struggling a little bit to figure this one out, but I just feel
Mhm.
like there's going to be something in common between no, not even common, something in conflict between the fact that uh Ezekiel has a loved one who serves on the other side of the conflict, and while Pipoli is a, if I understand correctly, is a defector.
Yep.
Yes.
And so I feel like the drama, or like the scene that you can have there is like um is you're trying to understand like what it is to be on the other side.
Right.
Yeah. And so I hadn't really thought through like the actual social or physical context, like to set that up.
Yeah.
I
Because
Where do you think would be fun to like have that conversation?
um well I'm of the mind of either it's in a, sort of like downtime situation where it's like
Mhm.
drinking, or it's while we're doing maintenance of gear, which, if you want to get all like technical about it, I'd be saying like, oh yeah, we're cleaning our gear, but it doesn't count as a as
Yep.
a as
Mm.
a like
Right. Right. Yeah.
upgrade your mech situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
We're just
just,
doing regular boot polishing
yeah,
and maintenance. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Ye old classic stern pilots talk about feelings while cleaning guns.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want to roleplay it, please go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No. So yeah, I think if it makes sense to you to meet where maintenance has been done to the mechas, I think both of
Hmm.
you will be there. You are part of the main group, so 100% your mechas will be one next to the other.
Yep.
You both stayed a bit late, both playing with the bear and giving some orders for stuff to be repaired. So I think it's late when you encounter each other going through the checklist for the repairs of the night.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, so I think the one way to go about it is very very, I'd say, classic. If you're into genre television or whatever, which is to just be super awkward about it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like everyone is like in a rhythm here. Being really like, what it's like when you're exercising, or you're doing stuff like in a room with five other people who are doing the
Hmm.
same thing as you, and you feel this sort of like this energy where everyone is like not talking to each other, being in sync, but sort of like sharing that energy, and the
Yeah.
rhythm and everything like that, just sort of like you achieve a zen state. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And it's always, sometimes, some days, there's always some motherfucker who's like like breaks that by talking during it. And Ezekiel is that motherfucker.
Hmm.
So, um, and he just goes like, he asked, so what is it like? Like, what made you what made you come around, to our side? You know, it must have taken a lot of.
I mean, I was tasked with assassination, and it wasn't right.
Just to be clear, Prince Selina is right
Yeah.
now 23. About
Mhm.
5 years ago, she will have been, what's that? 17 or
18.
18.
Hmm.
Oh, was that People's Target?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Uh,
They wanted me to kill a kid to for whatever their agenda is. I mean, people die all the time in our line of work, but like to be face to face with someone like that.
I mean, I get that, like, but like you knew what the line was to draw for yourself, but the question is like, you know, uh, it's one thing to disobey orders, but it's another thing to like decide you want to change your whole way of life, to change factions, to jump around. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it initially.
And anyone who could make this part of their plan wasn't a plan that I wanted to be a part of. It wasn't the
And what
single
happened?
action, it was the everything that led up to the action and the decision to actually do that.
I see it. And what happens when an order comes down from command, or an order comes down from, say, I don't want to, like, let's say Salim or Salta ask you to do something similarly unconscionable. Then what do you do? Do you switch sides again?
I
I don't
trust that
mean
they
no
won't.
disrespect.
I trust that they won't.
I see.
They know why I'm here, and they know where my lines are. And I would hope that anyone giving us orders would take that into consideration, knowing who they're giving orders to.
I see.
I wouldn't have joined up with the Kaiju that if I thought that we were capable of something like that.
And I hope for your sake that you are that your judge of character rings true.
Well, it didn't before, so here's hoping.
I'm going to
Nice.
I'm going to cut the scene there because it seems like a good moment to cut it.
Mhm.
But I'm going to ask you here. The success was for this action. It's not a role. It's something that we decide together. If you think this interaction was successful, what brought you together, both of you will gain advantage on a single test during the next combat encounter that we will have, or not encounter really.
Mhm.
Just by being close to each other, you will gain advantage. But if you think this interaction brought you, or no, not brought you, pulled you apart, or anger any of you, you will gain disadvantage on the first test that you do next when you are near each other. So, how do you feel that interaction went?
But you were looking to find out what it was like, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that worked. Did you
yeah.
get what you were looking for?
Sure.
I think I gained greater clarity. It's not a whole picture, but it's a start.
Hmm.
Sure. So please remember that next time whenever you are close to each other, during the next cycle, the next day, both of you can choose to gain advantage when you are close by to each other. Pipali, I should have said this, but this interaction is the only one that requires two people to engage in. I didn't say that beforehand, so if you want to take another action, you can, but for the next time, it will be something that both players agree to, and it will gain the advantage for both of them. So do you want to take another action?
I don't remember putting it there. I have that static cloud module that we found in my mech. Was that already installed, or does that need to be installed?
Let me see, because I think that was the single-use model, or was
right.
it?
Okay, yeah, that was a single use, right?
Yeah, because if it's a single use, you don't need to install it. You can just use it.
Cool. Let me make a note of that.
Yep.
Single use. Great. Cool. In that case, resources in the secure. I'm interested in kind of getting Node, like at least getting to know him better, if not making him a more solid ally. Would that be in the vein of securing resources?
Yeah. What are you trying to get him to do?
I think just to like be be friendlier to our cause, be more sympathetic to the cause, and be more of an ally than just a guy.
Okay. Yeah, so please roll presence to negotiate or power to intimidate. How are you doing this?
Power would work better, but I think I want to. I don't feel like I want to intimidate him, so I think I'm going to go with presence.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Come on. 15 to 12. That would have worked with power, but it did not work with presence.
What I think happens is that this is a bit, maybe an hour before you are speaking with Ezekiel. Maybe Salta has already left to help Joyo, and you are left behind speaking with Node. It's starting to get late, so I'm pretty sure he's super sleepy by the time you are trying to negotiate with him. However, the consequence of a failure, which this will be, is anger contacts or clients, attract the attention of local law enforcement, or lose additional credits. I think that's what happens. We are not really managing credits, but I think it will cost you something specific, something material specific to get his attention, because as I was saying, he's just sleepy. He's not paying attention to you by the time you are negotiating. So what would you like to leave behind? As a pitch, you see that he has all of this armament to protect himself. He's basically alone here, so something like that will be appreciated.
I have these power pistons. Would they be useful for him for like parts for repair?
Don't think so, but let me check. No, why don't you roll? I think roll a d6, and it's 1 or a 2. It's a success, and he will need them. It's a luck roll.
A 3. Nope.
Yeah, no, I think you mention it, and he's looking for something else.
What else would he want that I have?
I'm not sure who had got it, or I'm not sure why don't you have it written down, but you had gained some explosive shells.
That's right. Yeah, I think maybe Salta took those.
Explosive round.
It's possible. I don't know where I wrote it. I thought I wrote it down somewhere, but
But yeah, I'd be happy to trade those to him if I have them at hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not written down, but that's something you have.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely offer those.
Sure. I don't think there's any to roleplay it unless you want to, but he will. Mechanically, I think if he sees anything out of common, and given that you will get the antenna right working, he will communicate with you right away. And he's
Nice.
nearby to Station R, so.
Cool.
cool.
Then we're gonna go with Selim. Selim, does any of these actions catch your eye?
Yeah, I think as it gets dusk and we've kind of eaten and things, and some people are crashing up by their mechs, some people are out and about, and I think I kind of pass around a couple times until I like figure out who are the couple of three people who clearly they can't sleep. Like this they're too much on edge. They're too nervous, and I think I want to kind of grab up those stragglers. I'm going to say, hey, I want us while they're down in the canyon and talking and stuff. You know, we've got a little bit of time. I'm not ready to crash yet. Uh, let's check out and see if we can see any tracks around here, anything else. Essentially, I want to kind of do a gather intel
Yeah.
around the area, kind of pulling these people in. Maybe we'll see something more from the kids. Maybe we'll find some more about the kaiju or something. Just something to occupy us and maybe give us a better idea of what is happening around here.
Yeah. So that's presence to talk with people, systems to access data network, or spend credits. I think it will be presence. I'm pretty sure it will be presence.
I am happy that you have made that generous decision.
I was about to ask you if that made sense to you, but I think it does.
That makes sense to me. All right, I'm going to re-roll this die. Let's see here. Oh, a 6.
That's
under
a 6.
13. Good.
Nice. Okay. Give me 1 second just to see if it's worth it to right away name these people. Okay, I don't think we're going to roleplay this, but just for the sake of entangling all of you, I'm going to say that Pellegrini's the retainer most closest to Ezekiel, who at this point is
the one who was talking shit about me last time.
He's one of
I know who he was.
one of these people who is still awake. You are the commander, so he of course is compelled to help you. And as I was saying, I don't think we need to roleplay it, and you will get some information for sure. Let me just see what's the information. It's for the first point or the second point, and it's for the second point. Okay, yeah. I was checking on a map that I made of the locations that we had last time. All of your suits and your fencing suits, of course, gather information regularly for your support teams to go over later. I think they report to you that Ezekiel's suit, who is the one who checked on this nest site, I don't know how to put this narratively, but essentially they get to the conclusion that there was a false wall in this cave.
Interesting. I imagine we're looking at some kind of like sonar or radar reading and things like that,
Mhm,
where
mhm.
they start and when they would get that little like bad wireframe 3D model and we're kind of like, okay,
Yes, 100%. Yes,
interesting.
that's the way.
Ah, well, maybe it's something the kids knew about.
Or manage to get behind.
Yeah, we'll hit there first thing in the morning, and I'll thank everybody, and I'll say we have a good lead for tomorrow after we get our work done. Uh, like hopefully we can find them.
Finally, roll a d6 for me, please, for luck.
Sure. Let's see. D6. 5.
I think there was a 50-50 that you will make a better impression on on Pellegrinis, but not at this moment. But
That seems fair.
and Salta, does any of these actions catches your eye?
Yeah, I would like to work on the resource. Let's get, I don't know, one of these two jobs worked on. Maybe the power source, the
Okay, yeah,
reactor.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I think it's presence as well. Yes. I know
present.
systems to access market secure resources. Now, since you're working with this person, I think it's a presence. Yes.
Is it okay? All right, let's do that. That's a 12 for me. I don't have a lot of presence, just enthusiasm. Okay.
I love that. That's a quote.
I rolled 4.
We have a lot
So
of
I did
presence, just
okay.
a lot of enthusiasm. Yeah, you. Yeah, you get to work in, and originally it was 4 days. I'm thinking if we should roll for it or just knock off a day of the timetable. Let me decide. We are just going to knock off a day. It
That
was
makes sense.
4 days. You managed to get the time down to 3 days.
Awesome.
And let me take a note of that.
Awesome.
Take to set up the portable reactor as well as
It was 3 days before, right?
it was 3 days before. Yes.
Okay.
It's 2 days. Yes.
Nice.
So tomorrow and the day after. That's pretty good.
Not
Yeah,
bad at all.
Not bad at all.
And we've got the coil set up first, so it means that even as we're putting the crystals in, they're balancing as we go. It gives us a sense of how much charge we've got and what we need to do. So it's one of those things that takes more time up front, but once you do it, then it makes everything afterwards easier.
Yes. Yes. So I think we're going to skip ahead to the following morning. As always, Salim, you get the day's report. You see that work has been started on the antenna array. You see some minor progress on the portable reactor, but it's on its way. And Node, I think finally before you depart, essentially, Node goes after to shake your hand, and you see him be way friendlier than before. He says, so Commander, is that it? You are muted, lol, if you are speaking.
Is the antenna set?
He says, well, Commander, that's, I have to say, not my responsibility, but your group is very welcome to keep on working here.
I say, There are some children missing from the camp. With your permission, I'm going to leave some people here to work on the antenna, but I need to take the bulk of them in to find those kids.
He
Is that
says,
okay with you?
"That will be all right with me, Commander."
Okay. We will make this up to you. You've been very helpful. We'll do what we can, okay?
You just see him throw his gigantic hand cannon on his shoulder, nod to you, and walk back to his tent.
I'll turn and I'll essentially point to the skeleton crew, including Joe. I think we're going to leave our science. Oh God, Joyo. Here I say we're going to leave you all here today. I want you to get the antenna set up. Keep working on what you're doing. Salta, I need you with us on the survey. So I would normally leave you to be the assistant to Joyo, but but I need everybody here. Last night we did some look at the data, and it looks like that site that we went to with the nest looks like there's a false wall there. We're gonna beeline back there and see what we can find out. Maybe tracks. Maybe we can check what's behind the wall. Essentially, boots up in 30.
Nice. So, I'm going to ask you, do you want to take a rest here and come back and just do it all, or do you want us to start with this exploration and take our break in about 20-25 minutes? That sounds better to you.
It's up to you.
Why don't we take our rest
Okay.
now? Let's say 10 minutes.
Sure.
and
That will allow me to make popcorn. It's all good. Absolutely.
Thank you,
See
Ted.
you in a second then. Let's give it 1 second. There it is. I'm still having problems with the OBS, but it's working well enough and just well enough. Okay. So, the trek towards Point F takes you about 6 hours. Oh no, sorry. Let's roll for weather. Yeah, my favorite
Oh.
part. Rolling for weather is always very fun for me. I don't know why.
1D weather.
Please roll 2d6.
Okay. I haven't done this yet, so let me be the instrument of our failure here. 7.
7. 7 is cool since we are in autumn. So we will not be rolling for your reactor die as we get close to this kaiju nest that Ezekiel had found last time. So you're approaching this point. You pass the caverns. I want to call it complex that you had identified last time, and you are approaching this massive boulder in the middle of the jungle, and just beneath the rocks there's this opening, a small opening big enough for one of your units to step in, but that Ezekiel had identified last time as a kaiju nest. I'm just letting you know right now, as us the players, delving in here will not be possible inside your fencing suits. So you can get to the entrance inside your fencing suits, but you won't be able to go beyond that. For example, past the false wall that was identified for Salim. So, as you are standing, maybe let's say about a kilometer a click away from the entrance to the nest. What do you want to do?
All right. Is everybody cool with Key Team, Polly, Salta, Ezekiel, me,
Mm-hmm.
just the four of us going on foot? Leave our retainers back here, fencing suits up. Let's go in and see what we can see. Let's try and do this as carefully as possible, but I'm going to need all of your expertise to be able to handle this.
You got it.
Yes, sir.
Roger.
Okay.
What kind of weaponry do we carry on our persons?
You carry basic weaponry.
Okay.
Essentially, you will carry a sidearm and probably some kind of blunt weapon. As far as damage die, these weapons do your damage die always. But
Okay, cool.
I think I had explained that the game handles 2 scales, and the
Yeah,
pilot
you don't-
scale does damage to pilot size stuff, and
Yeah.
0 damage to anything else. So, yeah, the rest of the crew agrees with you, Salim, and roll systems for me, please. Any of your roll system.
Any or all?
Any.
Well, in that case, someone should roll that who is not me.
I can do it.
Go ahead, please.
Probably a good idea.
Am I missing an in joke here?
I rolled a 19, the worst, because if it was a 20, I could re-roll it.
Oh,
That's
So bad.
That's Salim's character systems is 8. that was the joke, Matthew.
Oh.
Okay, 19. Yeah. I think you do. The crew does a scan on the area, and there's some general Kaiju signature, but you don't gather any specific information about the location you are heading to.
Okay.
I'm going to load up on flares. Both, we'll have our essentially standard light / torches, but I want to load up on flares in case we have to create a distraction.
Okay.
I'm going to load up on food. It's another kind of distraction.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Give me 1 second just to verify this. Okay, yeah. So, you get nearby to the entrance, and I want to say you are probably behind some vegetation, some of the trees, these massive trees, and you look into what Ezekiel had seen before. You see this group of 5 eggs, probably between, and I looked this ahead of time, between 5 and 6 feet tall, and in the distance, maybe, and I did not look for this before, maybe 100 meters away from where you are right now, which I think it's like 60 feet away from where you are. What do you want to do? You are not in yet. If you want to just go straight in, you can.
Ezekiel, is anything different here from what you saw yesterday when you climbed around in here?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Like, I see if like things have changed since then. Like, any because we went there and if I recall from last week or the session before, we sort of had to back off and any.
Yeah.
Has time passed as far as these eggs are concerned?
Yes. You were here maybe, I want to say about 14 hours ago, probably.
Yeah.
The eggs have been probably turned around. You see some vegetation moved around. The nest has been rearranged. But other than that, nothing
By the
is
mama.
different. But it is clear indication that the nest is indeed active.
It also means that there excuse me, there be a mama who came over and was
Mhm.
just like, just moving my eggs around, as mamas do. Yeah. Should I be? Hmm. So I
How big
tell.
are the eggs?
Between 5 and 6 feet tall.
So yeah, taller than me. Um. Let's see. Oh. Crap. I forgot what I was saying. Oh. ADHD. That. I just say like like the eggs don't appear to have been disturbed, but they're same as they were, half a day ago. But I can tell that they've been moved, which means um, mama's around. And this is an active nest. Mama ain't fooling around.
Right now is probably around 10 or 11 a.m. As you know, kaiju tend to be more active in the night, which will mean that the kaiju should be nearby or sleeping or like that. It has no reason to be up and about.
Hmm.
Do you think one of these eggs might be useful for research?
I
If
mean, we
you
could.
wanted a pet that's as
I
big
mean,
as
not.
you and wants to eat you,
I'm sure someone can study them, but I don't know. That's something, you know.
They were talking about the human kaiju
Yeah.
Yeah.
merging stuff, having some kaiju DNA or other genetic material might be useful for them.
I mean, do we have
This seems
time
like
to
a
do
safe way
so?
to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean,
and Ezekiel says it in the most polite way possible. Like like I don't think we have time for science.
I
there's
don't, but
I
always
wish.
time for science, but first we got to get the kids out.
We'll see how fast we're running on the way
yeah,
back. If it's faster than a brisk pace, then maybe we'll stop and pick it up.
yeah.
But I am, yeah, guns up, lights on, let's go.
Always.
Nice.
I say, show us where you fell last time, Ezekiel.
Sorry, show us what I saw.
Show us where you fell last time. Remember you fell in the mud. I'm like, just so we don't repeat your mistake, because you came back like mud covered.
Yeah. Now Ezekiel, like, doesn't even like miss a beat. Doesn't even take it personally, and just like walks over, has his hand pointed out, with sort of lips sort of like a little pursed and going, yeah, that's the one. That's the spot.
You go
Let's move
ahead
in.
you go ahead into the entrance. You start to get by these eggs, and yeah, uh, you pass through them. The smell is pungent. As you get in, it's this combination of acidic and just, I want to say, tart. I think is the word. And one of the eggs, you just see it like shake a bit and then go back to rest, meaning that the eggs are active for sure. The eggs are yeah, the eggs are active. And Selim, you get to, let me verify my map. Yes, you get to this corner. This is probably, this will be equivalent to a largish room. The nest is dark by the rest of the room. when you get into the cave itself, and you see into the northeastern corner of the room this thick vegetation that could be easily mistaken by a wall of the cavern. That is the false wall that was detected by your group.
Salta, keep your eyes open. I mean, I think this false wall is natural, but in case this is some kind of, we've seen other kinds of traps and things, I want to be ready on that. Okay?
Mhm.
Ezekiel, cover our back. Polly, you and I move forward.
On it.
Ezekiel already is.
Judgmental Cat is judging. I can see the background for you, Matt.
Oh yeah, yeah. Not judgmental, more like vigilant, ever watchful.
This is the first time that we have seen each of you in your normal suits, outside of the in this kind of situation outside of your fencing suit. So let me ask you, Selim, have you made any modifications to your suit? What color is your suit?
Oh, geez. I think I've gone for a like kind of a dark aqua blue. That that it's definitely blue, but it's dark, and I think I have fitted it with a couple of extra web belts that I've got the flares stuck in, just as sort of my extra tech. But otherwise, it looks standard. There's a place where I ought to have like a house patch, and I think I've cut that off. I think that's blank.
And let me ask you two more questions then. Did you rip this patch off before or after speaking with Krakios last time? Kyriakos last time?
I ripped it off before. I think there were issues with my getting kicked. So
And the second question that I have to ask of you is, how are you dealing with the heat in your full normal suit?
oh, I'm just drenched in sweat. I am glistening where you can see my face.
With that, Pipali, are you wearing your normal suit? How is your normal suit like?
Yeah. I think it is. A modified. What's the C word for our old faction? Not combine, not coalition. Is it coalition?
Combine, collective, the
Collective. That's it. Yeah. So many collective. I think it's like old collective design, but any sort of insignia or anything like that, like not ripped off, but carefully removed and retailored to not necessarily hide it, but just like bring the outfit up to date with what we got. But it's still like the old familiar.
Okay, and same
It's well
question.
worn and creased and.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. And same question. How are you dealing with the heat?
I want to say this suit actually handles it a little better. Like it, like the not ventilation. Oh, I can't do words today. Like the heat exchange is a little bit better. It's like more a little bit more designy to a little more able to withstand
Yeah,
temperature and sweat and whatnot.
I'm glad that you established it like that, because that's exactly the image that I have in my head. The collective were not native to this planet, so they tried to adapt. While the Kyuko are native to this planet, they will have the technology to easily do this, but they are all about flair and
Yeah.
opulence. So I think they will rather be uncomfortable
Yep.
than to show lack of what's the word of elegance, to put it in a way. With that, Salta, what's your normal suit like?
Oh, my normal suit clearly a hand-me-down, and you can tell because she has tailored it so it fits a little bit better. but it's kind of like, and here's the thing, it's a Cuco set, so it's kind of hot, and it's a little stiff, um, and it's got a lot of seams that you're like, I'm not sure why it has seams, except that they look nice. They have that kind of, draws the eye in a certain direction, except it was a different direction for a different person. So it's a little bit weird looking on her. She clearly made her own modifications, though. She's got a whole set of things like on her sleeve. She has a measuring tape like that she's sort of embroidered on, where she's like scrupulously put all of the standard measurements and stuff so she can put her arm there to see how big something is. And she's got like a loop that's sewn in like at her elbows. Like, and you get the feeling that she like uses it for like when she wants to hold cords while she's working on something. There's like a sort of set of Velcro pieces that are around, and she's carrying a bag. And it nothing about the bag suggests that it's heavy at all. In fact, it kind of crinkles from time to time. It's probably full of like, I don't know what's the word for it. The crispy pork skin.
Like pork
You know,
rinds.
and yeah, just like like fried pork skin or fried skin from like a snack thing, but it's clearly a meat snack thing. And they're just in those packets. It's crinkly packets. Everything is crinkly from her bag right now. But that's it. But she's got her thing. Like, she looks a little awkward in it, but it's modified for doing what she does.
Nice. If it's a hand-me-down, who do you think it's a hand-me-down from? Maybe Karim, maybe Barbara.
That's interesting. I don't think it's from Kareem. That would have been too embarrassing for her. So yeah, or no, I like the idea that it's Kareem's sisters. But she was like much taller than I was. That's the thing is, and her arms were longer. She was just all around more elegant, and she had a chest, and I don't have one, and it's terrible.
Okay, yeah. And how are
It's
you dealing with the heat?
um, I'm very intent right now, so I think that she's gonna like not notice until she passes out is probably how it will go.
I love that. And I think Matthew had to stand up, so we are going to go right ahead as we see the four of you approach this wall of vegetation. And it's dense. It's super dense, Salim. It's the kind of stuff that you will need. You will need probably tools or something like that to normally pass. But you do see some places where you will be able to crawl below the vegetation. What do you want to do?
I say, hold my beer. I gun Viper Harmony, and I'm going to climb in. You come up behind me,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to start to climb on in.
You start going to the other side, and this up. Okay, yeah. And you see that on this other side, as soon as you step in, there's a smell of decomposition on the other side. And you notice that this is probably the sort of place where essentially waste is kicked into by the kaiju who lives here, and it's extremely uncomfortable. What do you want to do?
I'm going to try to clamber in as much as I can and see if I can see any sign of the kids, anything that suggests that they are here, that they've been here, that there's someplace deeper in, anything.
Yes. You do see some signs that the kids have been here.
Mm.
As I told you before, I had rolled for where the kids were, and the kids have been here, which is not the same as the kids
I know.
who survived
I know.
here. But yes, the kids have been
Wow.
here. So,
Wow.
what I think you find is, let's make it simple. Let's make it a boot. You find a boot, and as you find it, maybe try to pull it. Uh, as I was telling you, this is Kaiju waste, so it's probably thick and the sort of stuff that if you are not trained to walk in, you will quickly get stuck in.
Does it look like they came in and then left of their own free will? As far as we can tell, like they weren't chased out
Mhm.
or swallowed, but like maybe they hid here and then left.
Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Sure. Let me come back to that. Pipali, Salta, you go right behind Salim. You see him pulling this boot out of the waist. And Ezekiel, you are the last one to go through this wall of vegetation. And you were the only one who didn't describe their normal suit, so please go ahead and describe your normal suit.
Oh, my normal suit. You mean like sort of like the type of uniform or jumpsuit I wear underneath? Yeah. I think it's classic. Uh, you know, olive army green with a little bit of orange patches on it. Um, Definitely built for, I think, weather resistance, but not really all that much else. You know, yeah. And I think you asked us also about like what the condition of of our characters are as they trudge through this area.
Yeah, and how are you dealing with the heat? Was the other question that I ask everyone.
What is the heat? Are we talking like you know 30 degrees centigrade, 40 degrees centigrade,
I think
or
it's probably regularly over 30.
Mm.
Today's a cool day, so it's probably uh, it will probably be a nice day to be in.
I like that. I mean, but I think whatever like bit of sweat or discomfort that comes from it being just a fairly warm to cool day, sort of that sweet spot, manifests on Ezekiel as a sort of like, I hate saying this, but like a very glamorous glow, you know, as is as is as is very uh well suited to people of color who grew up in much warmer environments. Yeah. So yeah, it's annoyingly good looking in the warmth of the weather and the humanness of the weather.
Nice, nice, love that. So you step in the other side of the room. You immediately it's like you open the door into the heat of the middle of the day. The smell
Hmm.
of the waste of kaiju waste hits you right in as you go through the wall of vegetation. Salim, you have the boots in your hand, and you see another boot, a different boot, uh, right ahead, maybe 6 meters away. But the particularity of this second boot is that you see it being dragged down into the waste.
I will run as best I can to try and grab that boot.
Give me, please, a power roll.
Thank you for saying power and not ability. Oh, you owlbear, you tease. It did that thing
Oh
where it was
no.
like, oh, looks like it's going to a 6.
I
Oh,
saw
no,
it.
no, we're at
Yeah,
14.
yeah,
the joys of near physical dice, right? You don't
Yes.
get that. You don't get that from rollwithme.xyz.
You're trying to pull the boot, and you feel resistance, like something is pulling it away from you, and from the waist you see this thick worm emerge and open its mouth towards you and try to go after you. And everybody please roll mobility.
All right. Let's see.
No.
Yes, exactly.
10.
Give me
10.
1 second.
Ha! Wait, is that on the dot? Is that good? Is that bad?
It's good. I rolled 11, and so I succeeded.
So who succeeded, please?
Succeeded.
So Salta and the Viper squad succeeded. Who I don't think has ever missed one of these rolls.
Nope.
And
We don't do
Wait.
that.
Wait, did I forget? I succeeded or not?
How'd you roll?
You succeeded.
All right. Okay.
you have
So
mobility
10 on
10.
10.
So you have mobility 10,
Yes.
so you have to roll below your mobility. How much did you roll?
Oh damn, 10 on the dot.
Okay, then it was a failure.
I mean,
Oh, equal does not. Oh, then I also failed.
Yeah, no, equals
Minus
equals is a failure.
I like how the situation was revised greatly.
My sister's the fast one.
So going back a second ago. Oh no, the Viper squad for the first time. Okay, yeah. So I think Salta, you see this. You see this thick worm go after Selim. What do you want to do? You are muted, Sherry.
It's my superpower. I apologize. So I noticed that I have a sword. This seems like the perfect and elegant weapon to use in this situation. So I don't know which of my zillions of dice I use for this, though, but I will attempt to chop the head off of that worm.
Nice. You will be rolling for power as normal,
Okay.
and your normal damage die. This is a small creature, so your scale is right there.
Okay. All right, then I got to roll below 11. So I can do it. I just have to convince myself. Okay. Oh, right on. Oof, oof. So cruel that the right on doesn't count.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah. The same way that you have this retainer die that the rules call swarm dice. This will be a swarm. So you are attacking a swarm of creatures. They are essentially a single creature that has a swarm die, as a retainer die, and you will be degrading the die. And when the die fully degrades, the enemy is defeated, essentially. However, you do not deal damage at this point. You go with the sword, and maybe in the last second you are afraid to hit Selim, and maybe that's why you don't deal this damage.
Yeah.
And you see
everything's.
this.
I think my foot starts sliding in this, and I'm like, whoa, don't, yeah,
probably. So these creatures start as you quickly step in, making noise, disturbing all of the waste. Suddenly, all of these creatures start emerging. These thick white worms start going out of the mud, and I think they're going to go for Selim because Selim was the first one to this. So, Selim, please roll mobility for me.
That was me rolling mobility.
Okay, so give me 1 second.
And I did not make it.
Another result to damage. All right. So you will get. It's not a ton of damage, but maybe it will be. Because I'm adding a d8 right now to the damage.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh, no!
Don't kill Salim.
How much?
Oh no.
I rolled maximum. It's 12 points of damage.
12 points of
Yikes.
damage. So, am I correct that my armor points do not apply to this because I am not my thing?
No, your armor points still apply. As I was telling you, we deal with it in scales. The game doesn't clearly establishes what armor points are when you are out of your mecha, but I think you probably get your clothes instantly ripped off by the menagerie of bites that you get.
Yeah, I'll take 10. So how many points? It was 10 points of damage?
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. I will take 10 of that on my armor, and I'll take 2 of that on myself.
Okay.
Ow!
Yeah, essentially you see
Kill this thing!
you see all of these worms start attacking Salim. They probably try to pull him down into the mud. However, since this is a swarm, they only technically attack once. Let me verify that, but I'm sure they only attack once as a group. Yes, so it's your turn for the 3 of you. What do you want to do?
You're muted, Matthew.
Sorry, I follow that command and unleash hell.
Go ahead. How do you attack Ezekiel?
What am I carrying with me on my normal person?
You're probably carrying either a blunt weapon or sort of a fencing sword, which will usually be more for display rather than for combat, but it's useful, and a sidearm, and a standard issue sidearm. However,
What
your
exactly-
damage is still your damage die. It's more for flavor.
Yeah. How far is that thing that hit Celine?
A few meters away. You were the last one to get in, so it's probably maybe 10 meters away from you. Not super far, but not in melee.
Yeah. I'm take out my sidearm and fire away, fire away.
Go ahead, please roll power for me.
Power. 2 and a 13, baby.
Nice.
Nice.
To power, let me roll to see if the die gets degraded. It landed on its side. No, it does not. However, you do deal damage. Roll your damage, please.
What is my damage? The damage die?
It's
D6?
your damage die, still your.
Got it. All right. Let's see. 2.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Where's my dex bonus? No, I'm just kidding. Me pretending I played D&D at all in the past 5 years.
Last time you played D&D was probably with me.
Yeah, actually, okay, so maybe it's less. Maybe just 3
Yeah.
years or something.
Okay, I'm making note because just the second time that I use this rule.
Oh, I like that. I like that owlboy I had in that game.
Okay. With Selim, Pipali, what do you want to do?
Do we have a move and attack, or just a? Do we just have one action? I forget how this one works.
It's move and
You
attack.
have two attack.
Move
You
attack.
have two actions. You can move and attack. You can actually Ezekiel. You could attack once again. You will still roll your reactor die if you would like to, but you can do the same action twice as long as you roll your reactor die, which in this case will represent you getting overwinded.
Winded,
Yeah, winded. Yeah. Yeah, I'm willing to push myself then.
Go ahead. Roll your
So
reactor
first
die.
roll the reactor die. Let's go. That's a 2. Is that good?
That's a 2. No, your reactor die downgrades to a D4.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And
And
roll
then
power
roll,
and your damage die.
roll power. What? No, that's not what I want. That is a 13.
That's a 13 and it does not hit.
Ah, dang. Dang.
However,
dang.
I will say that you are nearby to Pipali, and remember that both of you have advantage in one action for this day. So if you want to roll again, you can do it.
Let's do it. That's a 3.
That's a 3.
Hey,
All right, and then we roll the damage die. A 5.
Okay, nice. Give me 1 second. And Pipali, it's your turn then.
yeah. So Salim tossed me their sidearm when we were climbing. So I have the 2 guns.
Nice.
Could I use 2 guns to activate my missile barrage here?
I love that. Yeah. I 100% love that. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Just bang. Let me test my power.
I think that paints a whole picture about Pipali on combat. You know, I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
I don't play Overwatch.
19. I'm gonna use my advantage on this one and roll
Nice,
a second
nice.
die. A 10. There we go. That
Nice.
one works. So that is 4d4 damage. Whew.
I don't play Overwatch, but I literally heard justice reigns from above in my head.
That is a total of 9 points of damage.
It was a total of 9 points of damage. Okay. There's no
And you can
rules
roll
for
my
this.
reactor die there.
There's no rules for this. However, and your reactor die downgrades.
Goes down.
Whenever you deal damage to a swarm, I roll to see if the swarm downgrades. Since there are no real rules for how you will distribute this damage to the swarm,
Oh yeah.
and I'm rolling a d8, I'm willing to roll that you can splice it as many as 8 times, which I will obviously recommend that you do, but do you want to do that?
Yeah, definitely.
So I will roll 8 times, and I will roll on Oliver Rodeo. Give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll. So I have 1, 2. Okay, it downgrades 2 times because there's 2 number 2s. So it downgrades from a D8 to a D6, and from a D6 to a D4.
Nice. My reactor die is down to a 4. I think then I will take my move action. Can I use my move action to grab Salim and try and get him out from the massive worms?
You can get close to him, but drag him in that point. No, for that no.
In that case, I will use the charging strike to move to where he is.
Okay.
And just blasting as we go. Or no, I guess it's a melee attack, so I'd take out my side, my thwack'em stick, and start beating the worms off with that.
Nice.
Cool. That would
Roll
be
power,
my
please.
power, please. There we go. 10 again. That'll do it.
Nice. Let me
Um,
roll your damage and let me roll. Please.
Damage is 1 point of damage. And I need to roll my reactor die again. And that is a 2, which takes me down to a D0.
Okay, yeah. This takes everything out of you, which I think makes a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, you skip your next turn. So, Selim, what do you want to do?
I will. I will grab onto Viper and essentially say, "You can do it." And I want to use my reactor recharge
Nice.
to try and push Papali's reactor die back up.
Nice.
Because you can both use your reactor recharge and get her to do another action during your turn.
Exactly.
Nice.
Nice.
So that'll be a 4 and a
That's the
6.
use action. So I do have to roll my reactor die twice.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let's see. Oh,
Okay.
screw you, no, Albert. Okay, it only hurt me once, but it did hurt me. So D6 on reactor now.
Cool.
When I used Godbound for this, it was the die roller was very good. Albert was very good to everybody except for Patrick, and it did not like Patrick at all. And it was a long OSR combat for Patrick.
I know that feeling.
Yes.
So, Pipali, you get another action. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think just keeping like my back up against Selim and just pop any worm that is nearby with my sidearm, and I probably like fictionally like hand his sidearm back to him.
Yeah. Please roll your power, please.
Let's see, power does a 12, which is a hit.
Nice.
And damage is a 5.
That's a ton of damage. However, okay, that's a ton of damage, and you see basically the worms start taking space around you, but certainly you haven't killed all of them. So, Salta, it will be your turn. What do you want to do? Because running is an option, but the worms will keep coming.
Yeah. No, I think she's like still hung up on like having to hit the worms because they went after Selim and there's a kid down there. And all of her attacks are the same, laser axe sword or whatever. So I think I will just do the sword again. This time I've got my feet under me. So yeah, and I have to roll power.
You have to roll power, yes.
That's not my best, but I will give it a try, and we will see how it goes. All right. I hit right on again. This is just the unkindest. But does anyone need a recharge, a reactor charge?
I'm at 4 of 6, but I'm.
And how about you, Selim? Where are you at?
Oh, I dropped down 1, but I'm good right for the for the moment, I think, because I have the same thing as you do. So I have to do that.
Okay, so you don't want me to charge yours? I can
maybe charge Papali's again.
Okay, that's what I'll do. So I will give you because you're close. I will up your die, and I will roll my own. It will be awesome. In my reactor, I have to roll a D8. Clear and D8. A 7, so it's fine.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So it's the worm's turn, and I'm going to roll to see which one of the 4 of you wanted before. They hit. They are going after Pipali.
Yeah, they better.
So, as the worms give you space, and they seem to have reacted to your attacks, you see all of them basically rise up, turn towards Pipali, and you see all of these acid spits go after you. Small acid spits go for you, and please roll mobility for me.
Alrighty. Mobility is 14. That is a 5 under 14.
Okay, you manage to dodge it, and as they all land, you hear all of these hissing noises all around you. And yeah, that's their turn, because I was telling you they only get 1 turn. Salim, Ezekiel, Pipali, what do you want to do? It was enough to nearly kill Salim. Which, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna let the other 2 go first because I'll play cleanup.
I will continue to try like shoot at the ones that were aciding me. Try and get them to back off some more.
Go ahead, Pipali.
That is a 6 under 17. That works.
Nice.
And damage is 3.
That will do it. So, you start attacking the rest of the worms. Those that do not immediately die go into the waste once again. Go into the waste once again, and there's this eerie silence in the cavern for a second. What do you want to do?
Let's get this boot up and out of here, and let's see what it can tell us. See what else we can find out about what's happened here. Everybody look around, see if you see anything else that indicates where these kids went. If they went deeper in, or if they managed to get out, we need to know.
Yeah, I'm continuing to watch the filth to make sure nothing else comes up.
Whoever is looking for, please roll systems for me.
Okay. That sounds great.
Let's see.
Let's see. So that's D20.
No.
I rolled systems handily.
Nice.
So I rolled an 11 out of 17.
Nice. My gosh, I closed my map.
And also, I'm going to spend an action and spend one of my AP to give Salim back 2 hit points.
Nice.
Give you back a hit point?
2 hit points.
2?
What?
I will take that, given I have almost no armor.
Hit points, I think it was. Oh.
Right. But that's why I want the hit points back, because I have almost no armor.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yes. What do you find? I'm thinking how to put it. Center of the roof. Yes. Okay. Yes. You are standing in the middle of all of this, of all of the filth, and you start looking around with your torches and all of these, all of your sensors, and you map this room.
Mm-hmm.
you see a number of human bones amongst the waste. Too many to belong just to the children. And we're going to roll. We're going to make Selim roll for it. As I was telling you, it was unlikely for the children to have survived. However, the way I like to do this is in these OSR games where I use luck rolls. If there is a chance, then there's 1 in 6 chance of things to happen, because I think that's more fun. So please roll d6, and in a 1, the children have survived. In case the children have survived, I know where the children will be. In case the children haven't, you will be able to sadly identify their remains amongst the waste.
I have been called heartless and cruel at the table before. I tip my cap to you, Tanya. Oh, man. Oh, my God!
Hey!
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, my God. Holy shit.
If you ask me, that's what the OSR is all about.
Oh, my God.
Terrible, cruel dice tricks.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that was so amazing. That was so amazing.
Well, from here on from this point forward, everything's looking up Millhouse.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Oh, I started sweating. I for real started sweating.
Oh, my God.
So, you are mapping the room. You identify a lot of remains. Too many human remains for them to belong to just the children. Maybe you pull some of them up. They seem larger to belong even to teenagers. They seem well formed. Some of them seem older than this will be. And as you start pulling up remains, it clicks for you that there is no way that the children will be among the waste even if they were dead, because kaiju kaiju digestion wouldn't work that fast. So there's simply no way that the children will be among the waste if they were to be here. So as you finish up mapping the room, on the far end of the wall, you see one of these small passages similar to the one that you had to just scroll beneath, all the way up on the far side of the wall. And I think you see it. Yes. You see it blocked with clothing and probably a backpack and all of the sort of stuff that the children will have been carrying around. They made their way up there and they blocked the way. What do you want to do?
Well, get over as best we can to that, and kind of pull a backpack away, and then I will like light a flare, kind of throw it in so that they can see that there's light. And I'm like, I hope that there's some people who are behind here who are going to be crawling out this way soon.
You light up. You see a full group. You light up. You see the full 5 children group. They seem soaked in sweat more than anything else. They were lost for about 24 hours at this point,
Yeah.
a little over 24 hours. They don't seem too bad, but they are mostly scared. They see you, and immediately they say, who is? And one of them hears you and says, "It's the commander."
Get your asses in gear and get moving. We are bugging out now. Come on, get moving.
I think at least Salim and I are covered in mud and blood. Whatever passes for blood for those things. It's like,
I
We
back
need to
up.
get you back to the fencers and load you up and get you home. Let's go.
are they muddy at all?
Yeah, they will be muddy.
And
They will be
at least two
Good.
of them have lost boots. Yeah.
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 Because if they weren't, they were gonna be.
Ezekiel,
Yeah, no, I yell at them, sort of like encouraging them to just go, get going.
they climb down as fast as they are. They seem reluctant to step on the to step on the waist, but they see you, so they finally jump back. You see them.
We'll grab up. If there are any of the bootless, if there are a couple of bootless ones, uh, we will piggyback them.
Okay,
Grab them and carry them so they don't have to put their foot in that and potentially get it infected or acid burned off. So we'll carry them.
nice.
Yeah.
You get back to the vegetation wall, roll under it, and you don't find any signs of any kaiju to be around. And if you want to do that, you can step out, or as you were mentioning, you can try to recover one of the kaiju eggs. Up to you.
Do we? Yeah.
I say, let's get the kids to
Yeah,
the
get 'em out.
vehicle, and at that point, we'll make an assessment. And if you want to come back and grab one of these, you can. But
I will ask the science folks when we get back about that. I don't think we need to antagonize the kaiju right now.
Makes sense. You step out. As I was saying, the day is a bit cool. Some of the kids are missing pieces of clothes and all of that was left behind inside of the cave. They probably ask you for your jackets, for your suits jackets. They are excited as heck to get them, and you arrive at your fencing suits. Because I did not roll that the mother kaiju was coming back here.
Good.
let's go.
Right.
Yeah. So you're at the fencing suits. Where do you want to go? The kids are with you. Some of them maybe are showing
We
you.
head back.
Mm-hmm.
We head back to the town, to the refugee camp. We will radio to our extended team and tell them essentially button down until tomorrow. We will be back. We found the kids. They're alive. We are taking them back to the camp.
You get a response from Second. You get a response from Shin. You get a response from Shin that says, Commander, just be advised that if you make it to the Yukon encampment, you will be out of our radio range.
I know. So you hunker down, and we'll be back. We'll check in with you. We should be back. If we're gauging this, if we leave early tomorrow morning, we should be back here by mid-morning to within radio range point. So everybody take care. Play it conservative, please.
Roger that, Commander.
Should be safe with Node.
And you move into the refugee camp. And give me 1 second. Because you have made me felt cruel, Lowell, but that's the game. I have to roll for encounters as you're traveling.
Fair enough.
I roll a 4, so there are no encounters, and you reach the camp. By the time you arrive, it's maybe 6 o'clock. Around that time, Captain Kirakos personally welcomes you because they weren't expecting you to be back this soon, and you see from the distance he climbs onto his own fencing suit, maybe expecting all of you to be on the run from something. Everybody gets on alert, and you hear on comes, Commander Andrasi, is everything all right?
Get the showers ready. Get it cleared. We've got 5 incredibly filthy children, plus ourselves, that need a wash down ASAP.
There you go. Hose down.
Get ready to hose everything down.
Do you think any human rights groups that liberates children from unsavory circumstances goes, I've got some filthy children?
They are filthy urchins.
I'm just trying to imagine, like, a UNICEF operation being all like, I got some filthy children.
Oh my god.
You are received. You're very welcome. Commander Kirakos thanks you, congratulates you. They tell all of you a little later, after you have showered, you have taken maybe a bath. Honestly, when we didn't see you come back last night, we weren't expecting the children to be alive.
Clearly, they would be alive. Why would they?
I say, we have so much to lose, we can't lose hope. We'll get the kids. Let's get them settled in. I'll say, I know that people are going to be angry with them, but don't be too hard on them. And just, we're going to take off as soon as dawn comes in the morning, because we've got to get moving. All right.
Commander Kyriakos just nods along and says, "Yeah,
Do you have
a man after my own morals," he says.
Do you have any spare suits? And I kind of point at the armor. Our is just all torn to shreds. Like, anything you've got would be appreciated.
They actually don't. They have been here. They of course have equipment. They have all of this stuff, but none of them feel comfortable piloting in one of these full normal suits because of the heat. So you are given one of theirs, which is 0% up to standards and 0% like the one you had before. It's probably it's probably the jacket has been sewn and stuff like that.
It's basically a windbreaker they've given me. So, oh my gosh. Holy cow.
What I want to say is Commander Kyrakos hugs you, probably hugs Pipali, and says, welcome to the family. And he's carrying around. I was telling you before that he had also asked you to look into some kind of stuff that will be that will work to rise the morale of the group, maybe some kind of delicacy or something like that. And that's the sort of thing that I like to establish. The only one that I have right now, as I was telling you before, is Kaiju, this sort of Kaiju wine. Why I forgot the word, but yeah, Kaiju wine blood. So does anybody wants to establish, especially if you are Kyuku, does anybody wants to establish any kind of delicacy that Capitan Kyriakos will have available and that will offer to you?
I think that it takes a lot of salt, a lot of spices and peppers and stuff, and you've got a little device that you put it in, and essentially it's a desiccator, and you make jerky,
Kaiju jerky.
kaiju jerky out of this, and it's basically just spicy meat.
Okay. What I'm imagining is sort of this charcuterie, kaiju charcuterie board that's brought to you. And yeah, unless you want to do anything else on camp, we will fast forward through this montage of you showering, trying to relax. The families coming probably one by one to thank you. Some of them scolding the children, and get to the next morning.
That sounds great.
If I do anything, I'll work on any of the projects that they needed that we didn't get finished up. Not that I'm going to finish them, but get things more done. Because I can't. If I was back at the camp, I'd be working on stuff. So I might as well work here too.
Nice. Yeah. We had, if I'm not mistaken, this is the second day of the project that Ezekiel started working for the defenses. Let me check on that.
Mm-hmm. The
The
defense,
second out of 4 days. And yeah, you could reduce it by 1 day by rolling on systems.
Sure. Let's see if the dice will be kind to me. Come on.
Your resources.
Yes.
Nice. So I think this is the camp security day 3 out of 4. Then you managed to reduce it by 1 day. So defenses should be back up tomorrow at 100%. Oh, that's nice.
Cool. Excellent.
Morning comes, and I was going to ask you to roll for weather, but just for what's the word, expediency sake. Let's say you are greeted goodbye and you arrive to notes. You arrive at notes on the evening. Just let me roll to see if anything happens on the way. Honestly, since session 1, I have been rolling pretty poorly for encounters. I love random encounters, but you have been very, very, very lucky traveling around this map. In the actual points, not so much, but traveling, you have been very, very, very lucky. So,
oh man, beware when they actually roll lucky. We're gonna be flat out knocked on our asses.
I mean, they are standard encounters, but yeah, they have 1 out of 6 to come up, and I have rolled way past 6 hexes. So yeah, you arrive at notes in the evening. Your group
We
actually
probably established like some sort of trail back and forth by this point.
yeah, 100%. You actually, as you move through point F, you do get contacted around the time that Selimax told the group that you were going to be there, you are contacted. You are told that days. One day, days. One day, you are told that tests for the antenna array have gone smoothly, that they should be working by tomorrow morning, and that there's good progress on the portable reactor. So everything should be working by tomorrow morning at 100%. And oh no, this is. And Joya tells you that by the time that you arrive, you should be able to use some provisional power on the antenna array to contact the station R. So
Excellent.
Nice.
by the evening, when you arrive, and Joyo is awaiting for you, you are able to pack into Station R. What do you want to
Nice.
do?
I think we need to just get a good sense of what is happening there. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes. So we're going to do two things. We are going to do some roles for factions, and I will explain that in a second. And after having saved the children, you totally get one more experience. So you reach 2 experiences and get to level 3. So what do you want to do first? Do you want to find out information about Station R, or do you want us to do the level up first?
Anyone have a preference?
I would like to hear about Station R, I think.
Nice. If there's not enough time, then we can start the next session with us sharing the stories that belong to the level up. So, first give me 1 second. Yes. I will roll this and you will roll the other 2. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, somebody please roll 1d6 for me.
4.
4. Okay, give me 1 second. That's okay. 4. Just let me verify something. On a 4 there. Oh yeah, that's not super good, but that's extremely interesting for you. That's not bad, it's just not good.
Okay.
But it's very, very interesting. And please roll.
Those are interesting.
We are going to roll again 1d6 and 1d6 again. So whoever wants to roll first, go ahead, please.
I can roll.
Go ahead, please.
I rolled a 6.
Nice.
Nice. So
I'll take the second one.
I always love the word interesting. It has so many connotations.
yes.
Those are interesting odds. Not good ones, but interesting nonetheless.
I studied actuarial sciences, which implied a ton of statistics and probability. And maybe that's where that interesting comes from, now that you mention it.
Yes.
That's 2 then. And Mark, could you repeat for me, please?
5 was the second one.
5. 5 is very, very good.
4, 5, 6.
Well, 5
So
is
there you
very,
go.
very good for the faction.
Okay. Good.
Okay, that's the reason. Nice. Okay. These faction roles, I took them from Mouse Ritter. Essentially, different factions have resources,
Awesome.
and we roll a d6, and we add resources as modifiers to those rolls. If they are positive, we add. If they are negative, we subtract. And essentially, when we roll 5 or 6 or over, they are making quick progress towards their objectives. And if we roll 3 or 4, they are making slow progress towards their objectives. So essentially, we roll for this faction that you have met, but that you haven't had any chance to actually discern. That's the roll that I made. Then we rolled for the collective. Then we rolled for the Kyuku. And finally, we rolled for the Kaiju. And well, by the collective, at this point, I don't. Well, rather, that is the part that we are going to role play. But before that, yes, Joyo. I don't really like this because both of these things have to do with Joyo, but that's the way it is. So that's the way it is. I will have to include more NPCs. Since founding this technology back in the ruins, Joyo has been working on a secret project, trying to outshine Salta, of course. And she's been working on a cloaking device. As you can remember, this creature that you fought was doing some kind of cloaking when you were fighting it. So she's been working on it. She hasn't completed, but when you are given the report, Salim, you do see it there because she feels the need to report it, and she's making enough progress that she's confident that she will be able to do it. But more importantly, I was telling you, she has the antenna ready for you to contact the station R. And who wants to make the contact? Any of you?
Sherry, you're muted.
Say, I know
Oh.
I don't know the most about Station R, but Pally might. You might at least be able to understand what it is they're talking about if you check in with it. So that's all I'm thinking. So
Yeah.
So I just assume that you're going to do it.
Sorry, are we talking to me?
No,
Polly.
for Pally.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Okay. You sit down on the radio. You make contact. And you hear this smoother voice than I could possibly make that answers to you and says, "This is Station R. Who are we talking to?"
I think I give Salim a look. Like, how much do we want to give them?
Station R is our target, right?
Station R is your target as given to you by the court of Prince Selina.
And target meaning We are
to take control of it.
doing what? Take control of it. I'm just going to respond with my call sign.
Okay.
I'll just say this is what you're speaking with Viper Harmony. Who is this?
Yes, this is not a call sign that we are familiar with. Stand by for a second, Viper Harmony.
Well, you should be. Jeez. You know who I am?
You hear this is Acting Commander Madonna Michigan. Commander, this is acting Commander Madonna Michigan, Viper Harmony. May I ask, which faction are you working in? Are you working with?
I'm working with my own faction. Maybe you know my name, Commander Peepali, initially?
Why don't you roll a d6? I think it's unlikely, but I think you're trying to roll either a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. That's the 3. Neither one of those.
Yes, I am not familiar, Miss Pipali. However, you might know that this is a free station, and you and by the looks of it, you are transmitting to the southwest of our current location. So if you do not want to be perceived as a hostile force towards us, you will identify yourself. You will fully identify yourself.
You don't think I would broadcast without bouncing it off of several relays, do you?
I love that. I love that so
Nice.
much. I love that so much.
There's nothing to the southwest but an old man and his bear.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know who will be with Madonna. They are pretty smart. So I was... Yeah, I think you hear a second voice. I think you hear a second voice on the radio. It's a much younger voice, a much younger voice. It says, sorry, I don't think you have the... you will have the technical skills to do that. And she's immediately shushed down. And she says, June, for the... He says, look, we know you are to the southwest. I don't think you are working with the collective, because that will not be a collective call sign. However, if you do not identify yourself, I can guarantee you that you will pay dearly, because you will be taken as our enemy. You have 2 minutes
to
answer here.
Collective?
She says, you have 2 minutes to answer to us. And radio silence.
Commander?
She certainly inferred that if you were collective, you will be their enemy.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure if I was...
Yes. After a minute goes by,
I'm considering pulling a June. I heard this. Like someone else is like, I could have bounced it,
I say we've got to move in, and we will pick up the pieces. I think the time for us to play this coy has passed us by. We spent some time on this. Let's see what we can do.
Counterpoint. Nodes is heavily defended, and if they did send someone here, they would probably have a rough time of it.
You think we can pull them in?
Oh, I think I can pull him in.
All right. If you're going to be tanking them, kiting them to us, we will get set up.
After another minute,
And
after another minute passes by, you once again hear Madonna's voice, and she says, unidentified personnel on frequency towards our southwest. You have decided not to fully identify yourself within our time frame. You will be hearing from us.
I was like, we are not the collective, but we will be waiting for you.
Nice.
And
Come get some.
and that seems like an excellent point to finish up our session. So,
Good stuff.
thank you very much if you are watching on YouTube. Thank you very much if you are watching on YouTube. I am Anya, and we will see you next week to see where this leads to. Thank you. Stop recording.
I like to imagine that Pipoli said that in the most, Optimus Prime voice possible.
Yes.
we will be
We
waiting.
will be waiting for you.
We will be waiting.
Yeah.